and welcome to Driversroom. This is the Festival of Speed Season 4, Round 1 for Tier 1. And today we're coming from Koyto Driving Park, the Yamagiwa layout. So, new season, we have some new cars as you would have seen in the intro. We are driving the Ferrari 458 Group 3. So we got some new liveries on these machines. Compared to last season, some very good looking vehicles out on there. A few people moved around, a couple of driver changes, and we have a rebranding of one team just off the top of my head. So we'll head on down to the grid. We'll see who is in Tier 1 for Season 4 and how they got on during the first qualifying of this season. So, put it on pole for round 1, we have Mr. Sean for the Neon Knights. Just showing that Neon Knights aren't slowing down anytime soon. There are three times champions now. Done a three-peat in Season 3. Can anyone stop the juggernaut of Neon Knights this season? We'll keep our eyes peeled on how we get on through the season. In second, we have Mungino returning to the championship. He's also signed for the new rebranded team of Wrecking Ball Racing, formerly known as Team Firestorm, as a few of the guys have taken a sabbatical from the series. So he's starting up in second today and also on Racing Super Softs. Oh, and so is Mr. Sean. I just didn't mention that. Most of the drivers are on Racing Super Softs, but one or two have decided not to. We'll go through that as we go through. In third, we have Dazzler in another one of the rebranded teams, Send It Racing, formerly Non Plus Ultra Mark II, in the very sharp looking FedEx livery. I'm pretty sure it's done by JC. He's starting on Racing Super Softs. Daz is a pretty quick driver, so you'll be looking to get to the front. Can be prone to one or two mistakes, but I know all about that as well, my friend. But see how he gets on today. Hopefully he can put in a good result for Send It Racing, and Mungino take down Mr. Sean out to the lead. In fourth, we have Flapjack on Racing Super Soft. He is in the very recognizable Pegasus livery. He's had a very good couple of seasons, took a few championships, so we're looking to continue his run of form. Just seems to be getting quicker and quicker on the weekends and overall, so we'll keep an eye on Flapjack. I'm sure he'll be pushing for victories throughout the season. In fifth, we have Awesome Alex. He's on Racing Super Softs. So Alex is starting in fifth today, a very quick driver in his own right, but seems to be maybe struggling with a Ferrari just out of the box. His teammate out qualifying him by 4 positions and taking pole. Alex will not be happy with that and be looking to catch up and claim his best in the team bragging rights. Hopefully he does that anyway, and Neon Knights implode and we can all celebrate a new champion for Season 4. They know I'm only joking, but see how Alex gets on from 5th today. In 6th, we have a new team for this season, Honey Badger Racing. And we have in this car Jev Kuska on Racing Super Softs. Jev Kuska nearly didn't sign for Honey Badger Racing. He was supposed to sign for another team, so we just see him as a little bit of a mercenary and a turncoat in Wrecking Ball Racing, but we got a good enough replacement, so best of luck to him. I hope he spends most time at the back of the grid. I'm only joking. In 7th, we've got the Waganator on Racing Super Softs, running for JB Lads. JB Lads have been struggling, but slowly been picking up more and more points. They'll be looking hopefully to move up from the bottom end of the table this season as the improvement as a team continues. In 8th, we've got Speed 140 on a Racing Super Softs. He is sporting the BSG livery, but I'm pretty sure he has signed up for the Honey Badger Racing team. I just don't think maybe he got a livery in time. because BSG has pretty much been disbanded now, I think. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it is working for Season 4 for those guys. So we'll wait and see for the next round, see if he's is indeed in a Honey Badger livery. In 9th, we've got Murkoff running racing softs and taking a bit of a different approach to the rest of the guys. He is in the familiar Sega livery, but it's also been blended in with a little bit of a nod to the cavalry team, which Murkoff originally set up down in Sega with his brother and a few others. See how he gets on starting at the back, because he's got quite a lot to do, but can this different strategy starting off on the racing softs pay off compared to the guys on the super softs? So these Ferraris are very well known to be tire killers. They like to slide about a lot, so see how he gets on starting from 9th to 8th. In 10th, we've got the second of the Send It Racing drivers, MJR Mercer, or Mr. Driversroom. He's starting on racing super softs. He's looks to be struggling with the Ferrari out the box early on, starting down in 10th. He's going to be looking to get up the grid through the race, see if a strategy can help him out with that. And last but not least, down in 11th, we have Rocker on racing at the super softs. He's also, as I said, driving for Team Sega. Sorry, he's on racing softs, not racing super softs. So two brothers going for racing softs at the start of this race. Rocker had a great season last season, gaining promotion from Tier 2 up into Tier 1. We'll see how he tackles it this season. Starting off in the back, he has a lot to do today. So that's your grid for the first round of Tier 1 at this very tricky Koyto driving park. Let's see how the guys get on when the lights go out and they hit the track in anger for the first time this season. So you join me at the front of the grid. As you can hear the revs starting to build, the guys getting ready to go. Mr. Sean just trying to keep the revs steady, doesn't want too much wheel spin off the line with the very quick drivers all around him. And there away, Sean seemed to get a bit of a stuttering start there, and he got Mung up into second. Desert round the outside of the two of them up into first. Flapjack is also past Sean, so Sean has lost 3 places off the start. He's now got Jeff Kuska breathing down all behind him, with awesome Alex looking to make waves. But out front, Mungino has actually got past Desert and up into first. Great start from Mungino on the maiden race for Wrecking Ball Racing. Can he pick up a fantastic result today if he grabs first position? But he's got plenty of fast guys behind him as we head down towards the downhill section, towards the chicane for the first time. Let's see if we can all get through tidy through here. Easy to catch people out. We've got 3 wide in the background. Alex has to take the wide in action, then he gets a bit of a tap from behind by Jeff Kuska, but they were going in 3 wide into that chicane. Guys, you know that's not gonna work. As we see, oh, Wilco getting it all switched up there. He regathers it. A lot of action here on this opening round. It was Sean, Jeff Kuska and Alex having another battle there. Thought they were going to go 3 wide into that chicane. I mean, come on lads, 3 into 1 does not work. Jeff Kuska now looking up the inside of Alex, down on the start finish straight. Great move, that's Jeff Kuska up into 4th. Flapjack settled down into 3rd, and Desler is attached to the back of Mungino as they come down to start lap 2. I was going to run through the grid, but I'm going to stick with these guys just to see if there's any moves happening, because Desler is really hassling Mungino now. I know Mungino's been working hard on that setup for that Ferrari, so hopefully he can keep it going through the race now. Dessa just poking his nose up the inside, but Mung turns in to say, you ain't going down there, sunshine. He's starting to break away now from Tesla. Tesla probably struggling just through those quick corners, following in the dirty air of Mungino's Ferrari ahead. Oh, Denza gets much better run through the chicane, and he's up the outside, and he takes first position from Mungino. Mungino just got a little bit wrong through the chicane. Desla wasn't waiting for another opportunity. He seen the door open and dived on through up in the first. So Desla up in the first, Mungino in the second. And now Flapjack is sensing blood. He's all over the back of Mungino now. Don't know why. Mungino just seemed to lose a little bit of pace there through that final sector. As we see on the map there, we have a car off the track. We'll take a look back and see who that is. Oh, it's Paul Rocker. Let's see what happened to Rocker. We're on board with Rocker here as we head down towards the left-hand chicane. He's looking at the back of Mercer. He's got his brother behind him. So both the soft starters really struggling to start this race. Oh, he just cuts the corner too much, gets out onto the grass, and the car says, no, no. These Ferraris are a bit twitchy regardless. That really didn't help him through that corner. A lot of work to do now for Rocca, unfortunately. Down in 11th. We're back with the leaders now as they just come up through the S's down towards the final fast left-hander. Mungino is showing Desla, I'm still here, bud. Looks like Mungino maybe has a bit of pace. Oh, he just runs extremely wide. I was just about to praise him, and off the track he goes. That gives Flapjack second place. Just gonna say, it looks like Mungino has the pace on Desla through that first technical section. Very fast flowing section, and Mungino was really closing up on him, but that little mistake dropped him back. Whew. We'll take a little breath and we'll run through the field just to see how everyone's like that. Desla just runs wide. That's going to give Flapjack to look through. These guys don't want me to look away from them from a second. As Flapjack just gets a little bit wrong, Desla gets it even more wrong. He loses a lot of speed out there, and that gives Flapjack the opportunity to look up the inside through the final corner. And now Flapjack's up to first. So as we come to the end of lap 3, we're on our third leader of the race. These guys are giving us everything we need. Desla's not giving up. He's got his car halfway up alongside, but he's on the outside. As we just get a bit of wheel banging, that's going to send Desla out to the outside of the track with Gran Turismo's lovely pinball physics. Right, we have a bit of a gap now as we see Desla is actually gaining on Flapjack 2 there. Every time I say we've got a gap to close up, I'm actually going to run out of breath in this race, I think. Right, so we'll take a quick run through the field. We got Flapjack now in the lead in first, Desla in second, Mungino in third, but he just smashes off the track into the barrier. So now that's Awesome Alex up into third, Jeff Kuska into fourth, Mr. Sean into fifth. We have, I don't know why it's doing that, it won't let me select. So we have Speed in sixth, even though it won't let me select him for some reason. There we go. Speed in sixth, Wilco is in seventh, Mungino's now down in eighth. With MJR Mercer in ninth, starting to breathe down his neck. Murkoff in 10th, having a look on Mercer. And Rocker down in 11th, trying to make up a lot of ground after his incident. But back with the leaders, Flapjack still in the lead ahead of Desla. They are really going at it hammer and tongs here. Tyre wear pretty much the same. Maybe Flapjack has a slight advantage over Desla on the tyre wear. You just see through that fast left-hander, Flapjack able just to hold a slightly tighter line than Desla. Just be down to tyre wear. Desla's back end also looks a lot looser than Flapjack's. Flapjack does like a drift. As Desla goes to look up the inside into the next left-hander, and he's through. Great move from Desla. Nice and early, just sent it down the inside. No contact made, just a perfect overtaking maneuver before the corner started. And he just seals it off through the chicane. Flapjack has the run on him. He's now looking up the inside. Flapjack is back up into first. These boys are putting on some show. Desla still has the inside line to the hairpin. Will he take it back? Desla takes the lead back. Flapjack, oh, just runs out wide. If Flapjack could just keep it, he could have maybe got the inside into the chicane. And now he has to regroup as Desla yet again through that chicane, just the back end hanging out on him. He doesn't seem to have the back end planted coming down to that chicane. It is very tricky. Alex is trying his best to catch up, but unable to catch at the moment, as we see Jeff Kuska diving into the pits. It's only 7 minutes in, it's very early. Also, Wilco diving into the pits. A lot of tyre wear on Speed as well. He's probably going to be pitting soon. Jeff Kuska's back out in 6th, so this could work well for him, this strategy. Magino back up to 2nd. 7th even. Wilco drops down to 8th after his stop. Mercer in 9th. Murkoff 10th. Rocker still in 11th. He's going to jump in the pits. Look at that back right. It is shot to bits. Desla's now pulled out quite a gap from Flapjack. And you can see how quick the tyre wear is kicking in. Desla holds the fastest lap from the 2nd lap of 1:31.284. But from there on in, tyre wear and battling kicking in, he's just gone slower and slower. Flapjack's really struggling now. He's got Alex crawling all over the back of him. As we see, Flapjack dives into the pits. Just Alex up to 2nd. Sean up to 3rd, and Neon Knights just crawling their way back up. Speed in 4th, and he's gonna have to pit soon. That front right is very second hand now. Flapjack's come back out in 5th. He'll be looking to push out. He swapped over to the racing softs, so obviously felt the tyre wear too high on the supers. Magino still yet to stop. He's in 6th. He's got past Jeff Kuska. Oh, see Jeff Kuska running really wide. He's trying to hold it. He just keeps it. Great car control there from Kuska. He must have had a mistake that last round because he was out in front of Magino. Magino was still in 7th. We missed that one. Wilco now on his own in 8th. Murkoff in 9th after the stops. Mercer's now got Rocker all over the back of him. Mercer must have had an incident because he's fallen way back now, and Rocker's finally got somebody to race. After his mistake early on, these two are going to go at it just for pride. If they can't catch up anymore, they are quite the way back. Obviously, Alex and Desla both into the pits. And Speed and Mr. Sean. So, where is Flapjack? Flapjack comes out still behind Desla. But he's back out in front of Alex. So, after the pit stops have all played out, Flapjack hasn't lost any places. As we got Speed now pressuring Mr. Sean down into the chicane. Maybe a little tap there from Speed, but both guys keeping it straight. And on the black stuff, as Speed takes a look up the inside, Sean tries to close the door, but it was a little bit too late. Speed now looking round the outside to the hairpin, but he won't be able to get it done there. Sean sweeps back in front to hold his 6th place. Great battling from these two. Great battling all around in this Tier 1 race. No real dramas or collisions. Which, as you're probably sick of hearing by now, that's what the driver's room is all about. Nice, clean, hard racing with maximum respect shown. And if you like what you're seeing here, we've always got plenty of racing series open. Come and find us on Discord or find us on Twitter at the Driver's Room, and we'll get you signed up and in to join in with the action. We're open for drivers of all abilities. We've got guys on there who will help with a little bit of coaching, but all we ask is you are clean and fair, as Speed is trying his hardest now to get past Mr. Sean. He's looking to the outside, but oh, bit of a wheel bang just puts Sean sideways. Speed backs off and falls back in behind him. He knows he turned in a little bit too early there, but he now is looking up the inside into the chicane. Can he get Sean on the brakes? He just does. That's Speed now up into 6th. Mangino now in 5th. Jeff Kuska is back past him, but look how quickly Jeff Kuska's tyres are wearing. Mangino is pushing his further than anybody else on the super softs. But look, he's up into 5th. This could work well for him. Jeff Kuska's going to have to stop again, because look at those tyres already. And we've got Desla down in 3rd. What has happened? What have we missed when we're looking at the other guys battling? Alex is up to 1st. We need to go back and take a look to see what has been going on as Mangino finally dives into the pits in 14 minutes. So we jump on board with Desla now coming down the hill towards the chicane. Still in 1st place. He just gets a little bit too much curb and outsteps the back end. Oh, and he is really struggling to keep under control as the two guys go past. I think maybe by the sounds of it, Flapjack maybe got caught out, and that's how Alex got past him. We'll just take a look from the broadcast angles. Dazza's really struggling there to get that car back going. Throw it back now, and he comes down the hill. Just see here, he takes a bit too much curve. The back end steps out as he puts the foot down, and round she goes. Now, Alex was already ahead of Flapjack by that point. Unfortunate for Dazza. Can he get the head down and get back on track? So we're back with our new leader, Alex. He's also got the fastest lap on the last lap at 1:31.1. Really got the bit between his teeth now. So as we approach the halfway stage, we'll just take a quick run through the field, as there's been a few chop and change. Alex is now in 1st, Flapjack 2nd. Jeff Kuska is now in 3rd, with Dazza crawling all over the back of him after his mistake, trying to get some redemption. He's going to take a look up into... No, he's just going to sit behind. Makes a much better fist of it through the chicane that time. We have Speed in 5th. He's being followed by Mr. Sean and Mangino in 6th and 7th. Wilco down a bit of a way back in 8th. Murkoff in a land of his own in 9th. And then we've got Rocker now ahead of Mercer. So Rocker's in 10th, Mercer in 11th. Gotta say, the liveries on these cars look fantastic on the Ferraris. Hats off to all the livery creators in the teams. They've done a fantastic job. And Alex just trying to keep Flapjack at bay. Flapjack's got a little bit more tight than Alex, but he is on the harder compound, so you'll maybe come in roughly at the same time. Just depends on how much Alex gets through these tyres, because he can push them to their limits. Dazzler is now past Jeff Kuska. mainly tender tyres. Probably Des's tyres are a lot better than Jeff Kuska's. Remember, Kuska was one of the first guys in the field to come in for new tyres, so he's going to be suffering now and looking to go back into the pits soon. I'll probably say in the next couple of laps he'll be heading in. Just has a little poke with his nose up Des's side, just trying to unsettle Desla. You got Mungino is now past Sean and is chasing down speed. This is the battle for 5th place. Mungino just gets a better run through the final chicane, heading down towards the last turn. He switches back through the hairpin, but just gets a bucket full of oversteer. Oh, he had the move all lined up perfect there and ends up actually losing the place to Mr. Sean. The Ferrari bit him there as he went through the hairpin. Unlucky for Mungino, he's going to have to reset and go again. Oh, Jeff Custer gets it massively wrong there at the top of the hill, slamming into the barriers. His tyres are definitely shot now, struggling for grip. Luckily he didn't pick up any damage. See, he's falling quite a bit back from Des, and now he's going 1.3 seconds slower this lap than his fastest. His fastest being 1:31.6, so he's really struggling to get the pace out of the Ferrari on these tyres. He must be coming in this lap. That'll give Desla a chance now to focus on catching back up with the guys in front. Although out of the top 3, no, the tyres were roughly the same as Flapjack dives in off the softs. Desla continues, Jeff Kuska dives in at the last minute there. Who else are we going to see in the pits? Speed is also coming in. Murkoff is too far away to catch up. Speed's going to come back out in 7th. Jeff Kuska out in 6th. Just behind this battle of Mungino and Mr. Sean, which is now a battle over 4th. I would say Mung is going to the end of the race on these tyres. Very good driver at getting the most out of a set of tyres. Also is this man in front, but he's definitely using a lot more than Mungino behind. Flapjack's now dropped down to 3rd after his pit stop, as we've got a yellow flag. Oh, Des has dropped it again! No, Des down for the chicane. Let's see what happened this time. We just joined Des out of the top of the hill. He just run right there and got grass on the wheels. It's got dirty tyres coming down towards the chicane. Brakes and turns are in. Oh, this time it's the other curb that gets him, puts him into oversteer and into the barrier. So both of the curbs now have got him, and just to add insult to injury, the penalty system smacks him with a 1.5 second penalty, as well as losing 5 positions. It's great logic it's built on the penalty system. So that promotes Flapjack to 2nd, but Alex is way out in the lead now, but he is going to have to pit again. Those tyres will not last to the end of the race. That back right is very sore looking. Flapjack on the new rubber. Mungino has just been given a Christmas present, now up into 3rd with Dazzler's off. You see Sean in the background going in for some new tyres. Kuska has got front right damage. He's planted the front into a barrier again by the looks of it. And Speed in 5th. So see, Desla jumped in for another set of tyres there. The battle now will be whether Mangino can manage these tyres for another 10 minutes and hold Jeff Kusker off, who's on fresh rubber behind. Speed's in a gap all by himself, so maybe look to just consolidate his 5th place. There's Desla and Sean now going at it after their pit stops. Very entertaining race so far from the guys. Lots of battling as Sean looks to the inside going into the hairpin. A little bit of a squeeze there from Desla. Just chops the nose off and holds the position. Oh, what's happened to Alex? Flapjack's now in the front. We'll jump back and see what happened to... Oh, as Alex gets it all wrong at the final corner, and he's going to go in for tyres, but we'll find out what happened to Alex. Join Alex coming down the hill towards the chicane. The chicane has caught so many people out today. See Alex braking, misses the first curb, takes the second curb, same one that got Desla in the exact same way. Just takes the inside curb, not enough grip on those outside tyres, and round she goes. As he lights up the rears in anger, getting her back going. She's got front right damage as well. It's a shame for Alex, but it's great for us. It gives us a little bit more angry drivers to watch for the rest of the race. So we're now into the final 10 minutes. So we're back out front with the leader. He's benefited from this, and look who's benefited the most after was such a great start up in the first. And then a mistake that cost him down into 7th. Mangino is now up into 2nd. Great bit of strategy and staying out of trouble for the rest of the race. Has done this driver well. And you got the fast Jeff Kuska trying to close him down behind. These guys were so close to being teammates. But that Kuska is a bit of a sly one. Alex now in 4th after his mistakes, but fresh rubber on. He will be dangerous over the closing stages because he will not be a happy bunny. Speed in 5th. He can see Alex now, so he was a bit on his own, but now he can see the back of Alex's car. Will he push on or just try and still hold the position? Because he's got a great gap back, excuse me, to Desla. He's pulled away a bit from Sean now. Murkoff still on his own. He's actually up into 8th. Missed that one as well. He's up into 8th. Wilco's had some drama somewhere around the race. He's now down to 9th. Rocket still holding off Mr. Driversroom in 10th. Got Flapjack now out in the lead with a fresh set of tyres, well, fresher set of tyres. And he's got just over 6 minutes to go, so another 4 laps and the victory will be his if he can just keep it on the black stuff. His lead over Mung is 5 seconds. And it's 9/10 back to Jeff Kuska, and then a further 1.6 back to Alex. So those gaps just completely flip around. Kuska must have had a mistake there. He's 1.3 now, and Alex is just 9/10 behind. So Flapjack sitting in the hot seat. Can he keep his cool and take this to the end of the race? As we see, Mung now really suffered on these tyres. Don't think he's going to be able to force another 4 laps out of these by the look of him. But especially with these guys behind with so much more rubber on theirs. It's going to be an absolute fight for him, especially this guy, Alex. Better tyres than the 2 in front, has caught up loads. He'll be looking to dispatch these 2 as quick as he can. as he just sets another fastest lap. Alex is really on it now. See just in the distance there, Mangino just struggling to keep the car in. Running a little bit wide, allowing Kuska to close up again. Don't forget, Alex will be getting a double toe from these as well, up through the S's. And to see Kuska go to the inside, but Mangino just takes the better braking point and closes the door on Kuska. Kuska's actually lost time. We're looking for that now, as Alex is looking up the inside. Will Alex make a move into the hairpin? You know, he just backs off, maybe a little bit too far back, slots in behind sensibly. He knows at this point of the race he's faster than the two guys ahead, so no point to make silly mistakes. He's got laps to get past here. You see massive power slide there from Kuska and a flash of the lights. That's just all signs for Alex that these guys are just there for the taking. That's Mung no! Mung gets a massive amount of oversteer there, just keeps it at the barrier, but that drops him from second all the way back to fourth, as we just seen Flapjack in the pits. Flapjack is now back out, he's out in the fourth, so he's out behind these guys now. This is going to be an amazing final couple of laps. You got Flapjack and Alex both on fresh tyres. Flapjack trying to get past Mangino as quick as he can. Mangino really struggling now on these war tyres. Just can't maybe keep the lines as much as the guys ahead. Flapjack is really, really impatient there to get past. He needs to get past as quick as possible, otherwise it's going to ruin what strategy he made. As he knows at this point he is a lot quicker than Mangino. Coming down towards... He's a bit too far back there. He knew it and didn't go for a dive bomb, as Mung gets more oversteer coming out of the chicane. That's lost him the momentum now. Flapjack looking around the outside, which would be the inside for the hairpin. Has he got the move done? That's Flapjack sailing on through into third place. Mangino's a bit of a sitting duck there out of the chicane. As Alex has also dispatched Jeff Kuska. He is now really struggling with his tyres as well, so Flapjack should have no problem at all catching up as we come into the last 2 minutes of the race. So we'll have 2 laps left to go. Alex is now looking to just break away, because he'll know Flapjack is on the fresh rubber and he knows he'll be coming for him. But already, look how hard Alex has been pushing. Look how much the tyres are wore already. They're only a few laps old. Jeff Kuska is really on second-hand tyres on the right-hand side of that car. So many long left turns here. Puts a lot of load on those right-hand tyres. Look how much Flapjack's closing up now. He's right on him as Kuska gets on the grass twice. That sends Flapjack out to the outside. Can he get him into the chicane? He's just going to back off. Maybe not quite as far up alongside as he would have wanted, as there's another bucket load of oversteer for Kuska. Just power sliding out of the corners. The tyres cannot get the grip down, so we're going to have an identical move as he did on Mangino. Flapjack taking the outside, then the inside for the hairpin. And that's job done. A bit of a wheel bang through there, but job done. Flapjack now can set off after Alex. Kuska also looking low on fuel, but he should have enough as we're coming into the final lap. Mangino probably doesn't have the tyres to chase after Kuska. He's got enough gap over speed as long as he can keep it on the black stuff. But the battle now is between Alex and Flapjack. Can Flapjack make up the time through this last lap? Will Alex self-destruct? What a race this has been for an opening race of the season. If they're all going to be like this, these guys are going to give us one hell of a show for season 4. Hats off to all of them for what they've put on in round 1. It's only a half an hour race, but my throat is sore already. Flapjack doesn't look like he's able to close up the gap too much. Oh, he just took a massive chunk out of him, as I said that. From 2.3 down to 1.5. Setting the fastest sector at the same time. He is closing on him. As we see, the back guys have finished. Everyone from 8th back. Murkoff has finished. Tried the alternate strategy, didn't quite pan out for him today. We're coming down towards the final corner for the leader. You see somebody spinning. There's a yellow flag, so that would have stopped Flapjack from getting past. As Wilco, oh, Alex hits Wilco. Is this going to give Flapjack the run down to the line? They're coming up side by side, and oh, Flapjack just beats him by a nose. We'll have to take a look back at that. Just coming out the final corner, you see there, Alex makes contact with Wilco, who's trying to recover the car on the outside. Flapjack comes up past it just by a nose, he beats him. Alex will not be happy with that. Monkino coming through 4th, Speed 5th, Desla 6th, Mr. Sean 7th. Thank you for joining us in round 1. Join us next week for round 2.